How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. It is that time of year again. About a year ago, almost to the day, I got my renewal back from Ensley to redo my car insurance for the Polo 9N. And again, I have received my renewal and obviously I'm not happy with it. So if you remember last year, they offered me like £580, £590 or something, and I got that down to £445. For whatever reason, they've come back with £545 as my renewal quote for this year. So £100 more expensive when I'm barely driving the car. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. So hopefully in this video, once again, I'm going to show you guys me getting my insurance quote down on my Polo 9N. I have no idea whether it's going to work or not. I assume if you're watching this video, it has worked because I'm posting it. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Without further ado, let's try and get my insurance quote down. So same as last year, first thing I did was go and check out the MOT history of my car just to double check how many miles I've been doing on it every single year. Obviously in the last year I'd only done around about 2,000 to 3,000 miles on the car in total, and that's all because of the restrictions that we've had in place. Now, expecting those to go away over the next year, I wanted to maintain a good level of mileage, so I kept it at £6,000 for this coming year. Then I went on to comparethemarket.com. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I use them for pretty much all of my videos because they tend to find me the cheapest quotes. Put in all the relevant details that are exactly the same as the quote that I received from my current insurer, and click through to have a look at the quotes. And before we have a look at those, let me just give you a basic understanding of my situation. I am a 25-year-old male living in northwest London. I have 7 years of no claims, and I'm a business analyst as my full-time employment. I have no motoring convictions or anything like that on my record, so I'm a pretty clean driver in those senses. I obviously own and have access to other cars, and I needed to have the car for social, domestic, and commuting purposes as well, because I sometimes drive it to the station in the mornings. And those of you that watch the channel will already be aware, but the car that I drive is a VW Polo 9N from 2002. It's got a 1.2 litre engine. It's a Polo E for those of you who are interested in Polo specifically, and it has a couple of very minor modifications on it as well, but obviously I have to declare all of those too. As you can see here, once I clicked through, I had quotes that were almost £200 cheaper than my renewal quote from Ensley. So £357.99 is the cheapest quote I can find, and that's not just like on its own. There's 357, there's 358, 367, there's a whole bunch of them all without a black box. So I think this is going to be quite a challenge to get Ensley to bring the price down that much, but we'll see what we can do. It's going to be difficult, basically. I'm basically asking them to bring down the price by, what, £190, which is, yeah, insane. Either way, I'm going to give them a call and see how it goes. If I can get it down even close to that, I'll probably accept it just because it's easier for me. I will record the call and I'll ask if I can show their voice. If I can't, then I won't. You know how it is. And by the way, before I begin this call, 3 things that you need when you go onto the phone with any of them is 1, your information in terms of like what prices you've seen already, 2, a piece of paper, and 3, a pen. So on their site it says, we value your custom and would love to look after your car insurance needs for another year. So if you do find a deal that looks better than ours, please give us a call on yada yada yada. So gonna give them a call on that and see what I can do.
You're through to Ensley. Our phone lines are exceptionally busy at the moment.
So yes, giving them a call, it's always important to have those quote details at hand, ready to go, and also just have a game plan for how you're going to do the conversation. So my idea was just to obviously go same as last year, kill them with kindness, tell them that you're a long-term and loyal customer, and ultimately they want to keep you, and see how that turns out. And speaking of long-term, after about 7 minutes on hold, they finally answered the call. I'm Johnny, and I have been with Ensley now, I think, for about 7 years. I just got my renewal quote. And I wanted to see if I could get it slightly cheaper as I'm getting better quotes online. So then they ask all the boring stuff, all of the disclaimers, all of your background information, etc, etc, to check that it's you, nothing major, just get through this nice and quick. Yeah, so I received a renew. I've been invited to have a renewal, and I've got the email for it. I just haven't accepted it yet. Then they ask if all the policy information is correct. Yeah, it's all very much the same as last year. I think, in fact, I'm probably asking for too many miles, but I'm happy to keep it more than less. So then the lady was going to actually try and find out what the best quote was for me, but I wanted to give her a bit of an indication as to what the prices were that I was seeing online. Obviously the whole way through trying to keep it as friendly as possible as well, because ultimately you're in a little bit of a negotiation, i.e. you're trying to explain why you should be paying less, and you need to do it in kind of a nice, friendly and happy way. Just for your benefit, I paid $445 last year, I think. So £100 cheaper, but then also if I go on compare the market, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 15 already cheaper than what I paid last year, as in going down to as low as £357. So then the kind lady over the phone confirmed that she would go away and have a look at what prices she could get for me. Now, unfortunately, when she came back, she started off with a very long spiel about all the different reasons as to why the quote might be slightly higher than I was expecting, which is never going to be good news. It was clear that we weren't going to have the same success on this phone call that we had last year. And Kale surprise, she came back with £466 as the cheapest quote, which is more than I paid last year anyway, so definitely not a good deal on that front, but also just not good when compared with the rest of the market. The fact there were 15 insurers that were lower than that price suggests that they are definitely overpriced. Okay, and it can't wiggle any lower than that, basically. So just out of interest more than anything, I asked why she thought it was particularly high at the moment, and it was a wishy-washy answer, but I mean, what more could she really do? She isn't the insurer, she is just one of the people working at the company on the call centre side of things. She doesn't have the power to kind of decide that I'm going to suddenly pay £100 cheaper or anything like that. 466, okay, cool. Just out of interest, how come it's so much more, as in how come it's still more than I paid last year? Of course, then it was time to just let her know the bad news, but I'm sure she was aware of already that I was probably not going to be renewing my quote with them. That's fine, no worries. I will probably then, I'll just have to think about it, but I'll probably cancel my insurance and move to a different provider. Unfortunately, as I've been with you guys for so long, but it is where it is. I can save an extra £100 on top of that, so I might as well. I appreciate you trying as well. That's very, very kind of you to have a look and get the price down by so much, but yeah, just obviously not this time, unfortunately. Perfect, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Unsuccessful. That sucks. Gonna have to change insurance. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, it's much easier if I don't have to bother doing that. But fortunately, because I'm doing this all in one sitting anyway, I have the prices right in front of me still, so I'm going to try and go through with the cheapest one because I might as well. There's no real loyalty here to any individual providers or anything like that, so I still should be able to save like almost 200 quid in this video just by changing my quotes. And so yeah, always good if you're doing the quotes just to make sure you save them, keep hold of them, and don't lose them or anything like that. So then it was literally just a few clicks on from there, going from compare the market to the cheapest one, which was Sheila's Wheels on this occasion, which I think is quite interesting because I think they used to only do female insurance, I think, in the UK. I may be wrong about that. You can correct me in the comments down below, but that doesn't matter to me. Ultimately, there are only two things that really matter. One is that the price is cheap, and the other thing is that it's a good insurer, i.e. that they will actually pay out in the case of something going wrong. And as part of that, as you can see here, when I clicked onto the page, the price was actually £326, meaning that over the renewal quote, this is more than £200 saved. But I wanted to add on two different extra parts. That was motor legal insurance and personal injury protection as well. So I added those two on, and that came to £377 in total instead. Now, I didn't have personal insurance protection on my previous insurance, but I wanted to have it on this one just in case. So if we remove that, the final price was £356, which is around about £200 cheaper than my renewal quote and about £100 cheaper than I was paying last year. So all in, didn't do too bad. And that is it. Within the space of 35 minutes to an hour maybe, I have completely renewed my insurance and I have saved almost £200. In fact, I would have saved over £200 if I didn't click a whole bunch of the optional extras. In my head, it was worth spending the extra 20 quid, 30 quid on a couple of those extras just to make sure that if I do have a problem, I'm easily covered for it. The one thing I hate the most about insurance is insurers trying to swindle their way out of paying for stuff. So as accurately as I can put my needs and my wishes, as well as obviously my situation, the better when it comes to an actual problem. So in the end, I ended up spending £377 on my insurance. I could have paid £326 if I didn't take those extras, but £377 is still £70 cheaper than I was paying last year, and it's £170 cheaper than I was offered by Ensley. And by the way, Ensley offered me £466 with the discount, so it was still more than I was paying the year before. So I think this has actually been quite a valuable video then to some degree, because on the one hand, I haven't been able to achieve what I achieved this time last year, but on the other hand, I have been able to achieve more in terms of my discount overall. So yes, once again, quite a successful insurance video, knocking the price down by another, 170 quid in total. Very happy with that, and obviously the £70 on last year. Let's see if next year we can get it down into the 200s on that. Oh, and if you're wondering, the reason why I didn't record my MX-5 insurance was because it just went down automatically. It went down nice and easily, and it was cheaper than I could find anyway from other providers. As always, please don't just take the quote that you're given. Make sure that you check online, make sure you look for something cheaper, and make sure you haggle and you argue, because ultimately insurers make so much cash off of people. It's ridiculous. Particularly off of lazy people that don't bother to actually check their quotes and change them and that kind of stuff. If I hadn't done this, I would have been paying £170 more for the year, which is never fun. That 170 quid can go back towards the channel, towards whatever, like living, etc. I'm trying to buy a house this year. That £170 is important. It is worth your time to go online, have a look at different prices, give them a call, all that good stuff. I am now essentially £170 richer because of half an hour of work. So if you found this video helpful or enjoyable or interesting, please do make sure you hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe as well if you're new for more videos like this and other car insurance related content. Massive thanks to the patrons as always for their continued support, and to you guys as well for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Listen.